friends, our first lesson today is the Old Testament reading taken from Isaiah chapter 12, verses 1 to 6. Again, with this Sunday of the service format today, as I mentioned, not a sermon, but 3 devotional thoughts. And we're going to use the questions that, again, are found in the Synod's worship helps preparing, just to take a look. I want to just introduce those 3 questions for the Old Testament lesson. And we're going to read through the verses and then just talk for a moment and give kind of some thoughts and answers. But I want to just present the questions right now so we can kind of be thinking of that as we listen to the verses. So the first question, just think about this. Who alone can save us from God's anger? Because as you're going to hear in the opening verse of this Old Testament reading, God speaks about his righteous anger, his deserving anger. He has every right to be angry with each and every one of us. He has every right to be angry with the world because of its despising him, turning their back on him, running away, spitting in his face, everything. Who can save us? What does God's saving grace do for us? It's going to be another thing we're going to focus in on this reading. And the third question, what does God's saving grace lead us to? May God guide us, may the Holy Spirit be with us this morning as we can consider these 3 questions as we focus in on the first reading from Isaiah chapter 12. In that day you will say, I will praise you, Lord. Although you were angry with me, your anger has turned away and you have comforted me. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord himself is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel among them. Here ends the first lesson. Again, going back to those questions, who alone can save us from God's anger? What do you get out of that? What do you think? Who alone can save us from God's anger? Myself. The only one that can save us from God's anger is God himself. Again, I'll go back to this little children's chart. That seems like foolishness. But this is what God's word and what his love is about. He saves us from his own anger. Only he can do that. Why would he? If we're deserving of his anger, if our actions, our words, our thoughts create that anger, why would he save us? Again, that leads right into the second question, right? God's grace. That amazing grace. What does his grace do for us? Now, we could have various questions, but the focus is, look at the Old Testament reading, because the answer is there, right? It's there in that second verse. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust, not be afraid. Anybody have to deal with fear this week? Anybody have to deal with anxiety, stress, worry? Something maybe going on at work? Maybe a struggle at home? Some co-workers? A family member? Bank? Budget? A lot of things out there make us afraid. But the number one thing that truly works on all people of all time is this relationship with our God. And to understand that God is the one that rescues us from his own anger by his undeserved love, by that grace. What does that do for us? It releases us from fear. I will trust. I will trust and not be afraid. This is the blessing, friends, that God offers to us every day. That as we walk and we live in that trust, to know I don't have to be afraid. Even though I don't know what tomorrow has in store for me or any of you. And I know my salvation, our salvation, is in His hands based on what He has done for us. Because of that, the third question then simply asks, what does God's saving grace lead us to do? Look at verses 5 and 6 of it. Sing to the Lord, for He has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Christ's love, our calling. Christ's love, our calling. That's the Wells tagline under there. Sing it low. Because of Christ's love, we sing to joy. We let the world know this. This is part of our gospel ministry. This is what we are striving to announce and to encourage every day. God's love. To sing aloud. To join together in corporate worship. To gather together on a regular basis. To join our hearts and voices in praise. But to be out there living our faith, showing that trust that we don't have to be afraid, even though this world is coming down around us in so many different ways. So many angles and things. God is great. What is His grace? Shout aloud and sing for joy. How about if we do that right now? How about if we join in singing the psalm of the day? It's Psalm 32 again. The refrain's there for you on page 8. It continues with the verses on page 9. Epistle lesson for this fourth Sunday of Lent is that epistle reading. Made reference to it with the children's message. Again, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. Foolishness versus wisdom. Again, just two quick questions here as you think about these verses. First off, in what way is the message of the cross foolishness? Well, what's Paul's expression there? And again, some commentators say it's sarcasm. That he was just being a kind of a sarcastic thing. We were always warned and guided in seminary and homiletics classes, watch out for sarcasm in worship services and sermons and addresses, because some person might not know it's sarcasm and might take it the wrong way. So always be cautious about that. And it caused me when I read that is it sarcasm, or is it the Lord again expressing something that's very true here? The world thinks the cross is foolish. It's wrong. Why would it seem foolish? Think about that as you listen to these words in the epistle lesson. And then the second one, for whom has the foolishness of the cross now become the wisdom and power of God? How does that cross all of a sudden start to make incredible, beautiful sense? Listen to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. The intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. Where is the wise person? Where is the teacher of the law? Where is the philosopher of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For since in the wisdom of God the world through its wisdom did not know Him, God was pleased through the foolishness of what was preached to save those who believe. Jews demand signs, and Greeks look for wisdom. But we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and foolishness to Gentiles. But to those whom God has called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. For the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than human strength. So how would you answer that question? Just think about that for a minute. In what way is the message of the cross foolish? Friends, I'm at a disadvantage here in one sense, I could say. See, because I had the blessing of being born into a Christian home, being baptized as an infant, being raised in this truth that, quite honestly, I didn't think there was any other option. And so to me, to sit there, and again, the blessing of childlike faith. Trust me, I can revert back to my childhood ways for me thoughts of my life. Thinking like a child, being like a child, right? Simple childlike faith. It's when we start to think so hard. And when we do that, Can we understand when we are trying to do gospel outreach, when we are trying to reach out to the world that hasn't had the blessing of growing up in a Christian home, hasn't had the blessing of hearing what Christmas and Easter are really all about, and then all of a sudden they start hearing these messages and these words of the Bible, and they're trying to wrap their head around it, and it's hard. Do we understand why that is? What's the foolishness? How can one man's life, how can one man's death over 2,000 years ago, a death that we now highlight by beautiful, incredible crosses, all different styles of crosses, some with the crucifix, with the body, the image of a man being crucified on it, others simple with the backlighting, others stained glass, light shining on it. That's our focus. And so many people, we hear this today, and so many get offended by so many things, but let's recognize that's not something new and original to this generation in our time. Ever since Christians started to identify and symbolize their trust in Jesus as their Savior and the cross, it's been offensive. It doesn't make sense. You're going to tell me I get to go to heaven. I am guaranteed a salvation because a man over 2,000 years ago died on the cross. That's my ticket to heaven? That's crazy. That's foolish. I've got to do something. I've got to earn my reputation, my relationship with God. I've got to work at that. That makes sense. And God comes and says, no, not at all. The cross speaks to us. And the world would say, that's foolish. That was God's plan all along. That was God's plan all along. So again, we don't in any way have to rely on myself and think and ask, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? None of that applies. That's God's great wisdom. I do not have to sit there at the end of the day and wonder, was I good enough? Did I do enough to please my God? And analyze my day and then go to sleep and try to sleep burdened with the fact of, oops, I did that. Oh no, I thought that. Oh, that's gone. God in His great love gives you and I, because of the wisdom of the cross, the opportunity every day to get down on our knees. Some of us literally, some of us figuratively, maybe as we're sitting on the end of our bed, maybe as we're laying in bed, and we get to say that prayer. And no, I get to rest peacefully again tonight because it isn't based on anything I've done or said or thought. That I'm at peace with God. I have that righteousness because of the cross. That's foolishness to the world, but that's God's wisdom. That's our guarantee. So, for whom has the foolishness of the cross now become the wisdom and power of God? Read verse 24. But to those whom God has called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. The foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than human strength. And it becomes ours, knowing again that God calls us. God takes us and makes us His own, not ourselves. It becomes ours because God has worked it in His power, strength, and wisdom, and we fall humbly and gracious at His. And so we respond with that verse of the day. For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Amen. Friends, I invite you to please stand for our gospel reading today. We stand in respect of the Holy Gospel. Our Lord gives us today through the Gospel writer Luke, reading the 15th chapter, verses 1 to 3, and then verses 12 to 32. As we'll read through these verses, and then we'll take a seat again and we'll thoughts with the question that I'll pose in just a minute. Let's focus in on these words from our Lord. Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering around to hear Jesus. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him any. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and he went to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fatted calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. 'Your brother has come,' he replied, 'and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound.' The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, 'Look, all these years I've been slaving for you, and you never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours, who has squandered your property with prostitutes, comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him.' 'My son,' the father said, 'you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.'" Here ends our gospel.